Nubby's Number Factory. Peggle if it was a roguelike. Nubby is the mascot, and Tony is the boss. Tony loves to cosplay, if I pay him my valuable stars. Today, I'm going to rank all of the Tonys in Nubby's Number Factory. Fun fact, according to Gamalytic, over 500,000 people own Nubby's Number Factory. And according to Steam, only 1.8% of people have beaten every Tony. This is the Tony Slayer achievement. That means only 9,000 people can even make this tier list, me included. I'm going to be ranking the Tonys by how much I enjoy them and how easy it would be for me to beat the game. So, coming in dead last, first indeed is the worst, we have Hunter Tony. I hated playing this supervisor. Basically, there's a small clay pigeon that moves side to side at the bottom of the screen. If Nubby hits it, you get 3 coins and a multiplier to your score. This is the only way to get money early game. You do not get money with restocks, and essentially the most money you get per round is 3 coins. Hunter Tony essentially makes restocks useless. When you play him, restocks only give you the lives back, and it makes early game hell since the target is so small to hit. It's also unpredictable to hit the target without losing lives. Like, you could bank it off the wall, but even then it might hit a peg and might stall, and then boom, it's already on the other side of the board. And no items synergize with this Tony other than maybe pregnancy test. Even then, it doesn't do much other than giving you another chance to hit the bullseye. I was so miserable when I played this supervisor. It was so bad. And, like, honestly, the only way to fix this Tony is either making the target bigger and slower, or giving it a better reward. Like, 3 coins. 3 coins. Double that at least. Like, without these buffs, he's staying in the horrendous tier. It's unbelievable how horrible it is, and I'm honestly never gonna play him. Like, not until there's another huge update and maybe he gets buffed. With that atrocity aside, we're moving to the classic starter of Nubby's, the starter supervisor, Tony.
Yeah!
Everything is default. Everything is standard and simple. He's like Wilson in Don't Starve. His buff is having no debuffs. Like most of the characters in Don't Starve, they usually have buffs with drawbacks, and that's why some people play Wilson in the first place. You could play a very simple game of Nubbies with this Tony. He's also the supervisor for all the challenges, so he's the most used supervisor. He's the OG, and you can't hate him for it. Just because he's right in front of Hunter Tony does not mean he's bad in any way, shape, or form. The difference between them is huge. Like, think of the sun, and the sun being the best Tony. Alright? This is how I want you to visualize the tier list. The sun is right here. This is the tier below it. This is Mercury. The tier below Venus. The tier below Earth. The tier below Mars. Right here, this is Mars. Over there is Pluto. this is Tony. Over there, that's Pluto. Pluto is Hunter Tony. I did specify that. This is I explained this analogy horrible, but from Mars to Pluto, it is 3.67 billion miles away. And when you compare that to Mars versus Earth, it's like only 150 miles. Think about it. 150 million, 3 billion. It's way too far apart. So, take this into consideration. He is the second worst, but the worst is great. There's a huge difference. I brought the comparison of regular Tony being like Wilson and Don't Starve. I can do the comparison again. Due to Wilson and regular Tony having like no buffs, it is a little boring because it's just vanilla, which is why he's like the second worst, because there's so many other Tonys that have these like interesting gimmicks to play, interesting play styles that you need to play. So like, why would you ever even want to play the default? You get what I'm saying? This is why he's sadly placed as second worst. In the same tier as Tony, we have Immortal Tony. He's essentially regular Tony, just instead of endless, you prestige like a Roblox simulator. Like, the prestige apparently gets harder with every level. I've only prestiged once, so it was just vanilla first try beating him. When I like first read the description, I thought you were able to keep the items. It would just like, the scaling would just get a lot harder for the quota. So I thought this was an easy like star farm, cause like with that like thought process, I thought I could just easily like get a build all the way up to Google just like that, like from round 1. But like, it doesn't work like that. You just restart and it just gets harder from there. And due to him not having any buffs or debuffs, he's just placed slightly above regular Tony. Just for that unique prestige system that only he has. Now, in the next tier, there's only one Tony. It's just a better standard gameplay. Nothing really challenging here, nothing to really shake it up. The way you play Nubbies with this Tony is essentially the same, it's just a little bit easier. It's Octony. He greatly increases the chance of getting a squid in the shop. It's like by like 20 times itself. And also halves the price, so from 10 coins for a squid, it's actually 5 coins. Essentially, you could just get one item like Poop Butt or Yeti, then you just fill the rest of it with squids. So you essentially have like 7 Poop Butts. I just think that's really funny, and all the perks would just keep triggering all the Poop Butts. So yeah, the squids are just like the blueprint in Balatro. You could even just run 2 items if you have the Void and other perks. It's most likely the first Tony you'll ever get, since it costs 5 stars. Yeah! And I say it's a pretty good Tony to get, since you'll still be learning how to play the game and how to like use the perks and different combinations and synergies. And also, it's a good way to introduce you to squids and having double items. But due to this, due to his buff being only about one item, he's very gimmicky and boring. So that's why he earned himself his own tier, just slightly above, just ever so slightly above the default Tonys, if you will. Next up, in the simply makes it easier tier, we have Criminal Tony. He basically puts black market items in the regular market and makes them cost money. This is very strong. Jake the Snake costs 6 coins to buy. That's the equivalent of a Pedro. Are you serious? An item that pops 1 peg every time you hit a wall is the same, it costs the same as 50% chance to just double all pegs. What? Like, this is incredible. Like, all the other ones, they cost like $9 or 9 coins or more. But like, Jake the Snake only being 6 coins? Yes. Yes, please. Give me an alien with that and boom shakalaka. Easily win like the first 40 rounds of the game. He makes the game very easy to play, but he also makes the claw machine like useless, since like the way I play, like the coins they're not even worth it. It costs $6 and it's a 1 to 10 for coins. There's a 30% chance you break even. No, 40% chance you break even. 30% chance you get positive. I'm so stupid. It's 10% chance to break even. 30% chance to positive, and the rest is just negative. And like, the perks are just randomized. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. So yeah, he just makes the claw machine useless. He also helps if you want to make a build surrounded by like a black market item. It could be about anything, like the Clayman, I kind of forgot his name. It should pop up on the screen. And yeah, he just makes that really easy when other Tonys would take forever in order to build, in order to even get that item for the build. But the only downside is black market items can't be force triggered, so perks are just weaker with this Tony. I think this is like the only Tony that doesn't benefit as well with the perks. So for these reasons, he sticks to this spot on the tier list as the 8th best Tony. In the spot above him is Mutant Tony. I originally thought this one was incredible, but I played this. The other additional triggers he provides are usually not good. Some are really good and make the item viable in other builds, and like others are just like, why would this ever trigger? Why would I ever need that to trigger at that time? It's like I can't even think of an example right now, so I'm just gonna make one up. Like there's this item that like pops 1 peg. The regular trigger is like, I don't know, every 2 bounces or something. This would add one and it'll be like pass round gold. Like, oh wow, it just pops a random peg when I pass the round gold. Thanks a lot, Mutant Tony. You really helped me out. Like, this Tony does completely change the meta compared to the other Tonys. The reason why he's better than Criminal Tony is because he synergizes more with the perks than any other Tony. You have 2 triggers. That means, it expands for more perks. Like, for example, there's the House of Cards perk, where it's like every 15 pops, all ones that are X pegs popped, they trigger again. So some items that don't have that trigger usually might be able to trigger with Mutant Tony because of that additional trigger. It's the double the triggers means more combinations with perks and items as a whole. This Tony requires a different game plan as a result, therefore lands in this spot. The one who rules this tier, undebatably, is Dwarf Tony. He randomly spawns these ores or stones as the pegs. The ores are the good ones and the stones are the bad ones. And each of them do a different effect. The effects are really good, and the good ones greatly outweigh the bad ones. When I play this Tony, I tend to hit the rocks before I hit the ores, so I could just get them out of the way, because, for example, the coal ore, it sets your thing to 0. You could be at 10,000 restocks, you hit that 0. That one I will say is pretty insane, but the good ones, the mineral ones, are even way better. The money making ones, depending on your round, you just get that many coins. Are you serious? I'm on round 80 and I'm just gaining 80 coins just because. It's thanks. And towards the end game, you either get 0 or you get 20 restocks within a second. He's very random in a good way. He's so random that it's fun to use and fun to just see random crap go. There's one mineral that just shoots 100 straws. What? Why does a rock do that? So this is the Tony in the 6th spot. In the tier above, these Nubbies had a good challenge with a good payoff for said challenge. At the 5th spot, I got CEO Tony. Get 200 coins at the start of the game. You cannot get any more. Period. No more coins. You have the 200 for all 80 rounds. This is debatably the strongest early game Tony. I will say one is better that I will talk to later, but this one is really good. You could instantly get all 7 slots, and you could buy any item you need early game. This Tony also requires a different way of thinking, how to plan your way through the game, because you cannot gain any.
Hunter Tony essentially makes restocks useless.
Stocks as high as you would with other characters, because it wouldn't give you money, it only would give you lives. This also has a really niche, good synergy with the penny perk. If you only buy one item, you'll still have 190 coins or whatever, and that's 27 procs off the the penny perk. So you can use like Poopa Butt, and if you get the penny early game, you just get a bunch of restocks and ramp up Poopa so fast. And like the amount of triggers for the $7 item for Poopa, it's incredible. Like, this Tony's very good and demands a conservative way of spending the money. In the 4th spot, I have Glass Tony. Honestly, he's just better mutant Tony. Double the triggers is very broken. It makes getting 10,000 restocks so easy. Like, if you have one item and a void perk all the way in that corner, that is 12 normally. That is 12 triggers normally. Boom. 24 triggers. It's incredible. And like the only downside is having the 2 lives. He maxes out at 2 lives, and as long as you're not an idiot and like you just use your jumble button wisely, you would rarely ever lose that life. This is the part where I bring up Poopa again, due to the trigger being doubled. It's rare for you to lose a life with him by your side, and due to Glass Tony only having 2 lives, I often struggled early game when I have 0 items. But once you get your first few perks and first few items, he snowballs so hard. He is like the character to snowball with. Yeah! In the 3rd spot, I don't know, why am I going over here? 3rd spot, we have Goblin Tony. Each restock gives 3 coins, the amount of a bullseye from Hunter's Tony. 3 coins, rather than 1. And his money is capped at 200. But you lose 2 lives per Nubby launched. This is incredibly good if you're playing smart and getting 2 restocks, which is 6 coins. 6 coins. You wouldn't lose the lives. And like, due to the 3 coins per restock, he has the best way to make money in Nubbies. Therefore, one of the easiest ways to get a strong build early game. And like most roguelike games, more money equals more power. Easier to like achieve beating the game. The drawback is similar to Glass Tony, but he has like 2.5 lives, so if you get 1 restock, you would still have 2 lives. 4 Nubbies, but it's really 2 lives. If you don't want to waste your lives, this is a very easy Tony to play with. Really? I feel like I just explained why it's worse to lose. Okay, I might just scrap that out. One of my runs with him, I was able to get like 20 kebabs towards the end of the run, just because of how much money I was getting. In like my previous comparison, he struggles like Glass Tony until he reaches the 1st or 2nd shop. And like then you're chilling, then you could snowball with the kebabs and all the items, upgraded items. And like, yeah, once you get your footing with this Tony, he gets real easy. Now here's the top 2 Tonys. Top 2 Tonys. These are the only Tonys I've reached Google with. The best Tonys, because they make this game a cakewalk. In the 2nd spot, give it up for Baloney Tony. he randomizes all perk and item triggers. It's insane. Poop Butt can trigger with each peg hit. Wingless Fly can trigger with every bounce. 2.5 multiplier with every bounce.
Oh my god!
That's insane. Void perk can trigger every time one peg gets halved, and you have a happy seal in that's in number 7 slot. He breaks the one limitation every perk and item has. The only drawback for this Tony is getting bad RNG. I remember my first game with him, I saw a Pedro requiring hitting a peg 30 times before he procs. He's the worst. He is genuinely worse than I was genuinely thinking that, but that was just bad RNG. Like, please forgive me, Baloney Tony. I didn't know you were packing the sauce. I didn't realize you were the second best Tony in the game. It's insane what he can do. He can make any item S tier. He can make any broken item F tier. He could completely change builds. It's insane. But due to his RNG, he's staying at the second spot.
Oh my god!
Now, coming in at number 1, the one that I have the most wins with. In Don't Starve terms, you know how regular Tony is Wilson? This Tony is Wartox and Don't Starve together. He makes it so easy. Like, so easy, it's boring. He does not rely on baloney. He does not rely on baloney as an RNG. He's not like Baloney Tony at all. It's Tony Jr. Get 10 coins right off the bat and start in the shop. With that alone, early game is the easiest out of all Tonys. You start in the shop with $10. With other Tonys, I don't think I even reach $10 before I get to the first shop. Right there, you're already starting way better than all the other Tonys. And, like, yeah, with that alone, the early game is essentially like blinking and breathing. It's easier than that, in fact. But that's not it. He also doubles the chance of getting rare and ultra rare 3D glasses. You can easily get him upgraded. Slap him in slot 3 with the trophy perk. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. You quadrupled your pegs. Just like that. Tony Jr. removes the idea of losing. He gets first because he has no drawbacks. There is no drawbacks.
Oh my god!
It's insane. Like, what was the last supervisor I talked about not having a drawback? I think it was Tony. And he's all the way in like number 8 or slot 9 or whatever. He has no drawbacks. Like, with that, that's all the supervisors rank from worst to best. Honestly, I'm fine if you swap tier 2 and tier 3 with each other if you don't like the challenges. If you don't like the challenge runs and you just like benefits. But this is how I rank the supervisors after getting the Tony Slayer achievement. Thanks for watching and have a beautiful day.